Hello, this video is to show how the Cromford and High Peak Railway connected to the main line at High Peak Junction. Many visitors and YouTube vloggers can't work out how it was done, considering there is the Cromford Canal directly at the bottom of Sheep Pastures Incline and the main line is in a cutting at least 4 metres, 13 feet, below the level of the towpath, as that is the minimum height clearance for the footbridge going over the line to the car park. The answer is that the High Peak Junction is not here. We'll go and find out where it is later in the video. The Cromford and High Peak Railway at this point was built in 1830 and arrives at High Peak Junction via the Sheep Pastures Incline. Here it meets the Cromford Canal, completed some 36 years earlier in 1794. The canal ran from Cromford Wharf, adjacent to Arkwright's first Cromford Mill, which is where unemployment was invented, but they don't tell you that, to the Erewash and Nottingham Canal junction at Langley Mill, some 14.5 miles away. If you don't want to upset the locals, remember it's Erewash, not Earwash, nor Airwash. Rhyme it with Merrywash, and you can get away with Error-wash. When it was built, the railway was modelled on the canal network. That is, it is mostly on a level and follows contours, and when a change of elevation is required, it is done over a very short distance. Canals are built with locks. The Cromford and High Peak Railway is built with inclines. A static engine at the top of the incline provides the power needed to pull and lower trains along the incline. The obvious risk with this system is that the train breaks from its cable and runs downhill. This actually happened in 1888. A brake van of an ascending train parted and ran away. At the High Peak Junction yard it was going so fast it didn't take the curve, but jumped the rails and cleared both the canal and the main line, which was double tracked at the time, landing in the field that is now a water treatment's work. The High Peak Junction workshop still survives as a museum and refreshment shop. Well worth a visit if you're in the area, and a great halfway destination during a walk along the canal from Cromford Wharf. A little further along the canal is the High Peak Junction Wharf building, still standing and until recently used for educational purposes. Access from both sides, one for the railway and the other for canal traffic. Originally this area was called Railway End because, well, this is where the railway ended. In 1849 the Manchester, Buxton, Matlock and Midlands Junction Railway opened along the Derwent Valley. That's the one in the cutting. The two railways were isolated until 1853 when they were connected at the actual High Peak Junction. The part we're interested in, though, is the line that passes under the gauge to the right as we look down the valley. The story of how they were connected lies down there. While we're here, we may as well mention the Leeward pump house, built in 1849 to lift water 30 feet from the Derwent River below into the canal at a rate of 4 tonnes per stroke, 7 strokes per minute. Due to restrictions imposed on the canal by Act of Parliament to satisfy local mill owners, it was only allowed to operate between 8 p.m. Saturday and 8 p.m. Sunday during its working life. It's now restored and operates on various dates throughout the year, still lifting water into the canal. Back to the railway. After the wharf shed, the line squeezes between another railway building and the driveway up to the A6 road. Nowadays it doesn't look very big and is often missed, but is crucial for our story as it is here that the line continues south of the wharf, taking a gentle incline along the contour between the A6 high to its west and the River Derwent way down below to its east. It's a little used path now, mainly as access to pegs of the Cromford Fly Fishing Club, due to there no longer being access from it to the A6 at Holmesford Cottage Inn, which is the end of the line for us at this end. The site of the actual High Peak Junction with the main line was about 50 metres further on and around the curve, roughly level with this old craft business's yard. When the path was still complete it would have rejoined the A6 here, and you can make out at this point there isn't room for the main line and Cromford and High Peak Railway, so we're now past the junction. From Holmesford Cottage Inn the junction was just beyond where we can see along this curve, branching off to the left as the main line carried on to the right. At this bridge is an access point, and as you can see is 141 miles 330 yards from the datum at St Pancras. High Peak Junction has its mileage still in the record of 141 miles and 24 chains. The Cromford and High Peak Railway closed in 1967. So that's how and where the Cromford and High Peak Railway finally joins the main line. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and subscribe if you're interested. Don't forget to ding the bell and you'll be updated every time we upload new videos. That's all for now. Bye.